This is Jamie Magridge. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today we're going to case a card or copy and share everything from the annual catalog. It's on page 117 on the page with the swirly frames. I'm not sure if you can see it. This one here. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to case this card or do something similar to it. And that's from the annual catalog. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to be using Free as a Bird. I'm going to be using this stamp, all of these flowers, this leaf, and then a sentiment, the world needs more of you. Then we're going to be using swirly frames, and I'm going to be using this frame, and then these two stamps here. Then from dies, I'm going to be using the layering circles, the largest, and the 5th from the largest. For consumables, I have a 1/2-inch strip of Whisper White to stamp a sentiment on. I have a couple of scraps to stamp our flowers on and our leaves. I have a 2 by 4 1/4 inch piece. This is the pineapple punch, but any yellow you want to use. I have a piece of crumb cake to stamp the swirl on and then die cut it out. And then I have a card base, and this is Coastal Cabana, 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. So let's, then I also have 3 ink pads, soft suede, crushed curry, melon mambo, and then a few Stampin' Up markers. I have the Melon Mambo, Pear Pizzazz, I have a blender pen, I have Pool Party, and the Pineapple Punch. The Pineapple Punch is a retiring color. And then I also have the Wink of Stella and a pair of snips, because the flowers and the leaves need to be fussy cut out. For the ribbon, I'm using some that we got just so I use it up, and some linen thread. Oh no, I'm not using the linen thread. I'm using a piece of the lace that I just tied in a knot. Okay, so let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is take the Melon Mambo. Let me move these markers out of the way so you can actually see. And I'm going to take the large of the flowers. I'm going to stamp one of those. Okay. And then I'm going to stamp 2 of the middle size. And 1 of this little bud, or 2 of the little buds, excuse me, 2 of the buds. Okay. And I'm going to bring in that little strip. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment on it. I'm going to kind of do it right in the middle so I have plenty of room to play. Hopefully it's straight. Let's try that again. Sorry if I get my head in the view. That's a little better. We'll use that one. Okay. Alright, so we're done with that ink. Now we're going to come in with the soft suede. I think I can use the same scrap. And the leaves, I'm going to stamp a leaf. Okay, then I'm going to come in with this scrap, with this piece. Oh, I forgot to mount the circle. Well, that's... I was forgetting something. Can't remember which. I need that. Make sure it doesn't have any hairs on it. Okay, ink that up in the soft suede. This is crumb cake paper. We're going to stamp that down. Okay. Place that aside for a minute. Now we're going to... Oh, I forgot an ink also. I use Coastal Cabana. I don't remember. We'll use Coastal Cabana. It's probably Bermuda Bay on there, but... Okay. We're going to bring in our card front. We're going to bring this one in. We're going to ink this up. And it's easier for me to do it this way. Is it the big stamp? Alright. Now I'm going to stamp this right in the center of this card. As best as I can, centered. Not bad. Okay. And is that all the stamp? Nope, this one. I actually need another piece of this, I forgot. Alright. Now on this one, I've taken two of the little stamps. There's two stamps here of the little strips, and I put them next to each other. I'm going to ink this up, and I'm going to stamp from one side, stamp again. It's not stamping very well. It's just a texture on the background, so I'm going to turn my stamp over so that those lines, they are the same coming from the other direction. I think I want to see if I can do another one here. Okay. I forgot a piece. I need to stamp the birds so we can die cut that out. And again, I'm stamping in Pineapple Punch. Okay. That's all of the stamping. I'm going to put you on pause and I'll wash my stamps, and I'm going to be right back. Alright, now I've got everything cleaned up. That's good. So let's bring in our, well, let's color first and then we'll bring in the die cut machine. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring in these flowers. I'm going to bring in a Wink of Stella, and I'm going to color in these flowers with the Wink of Stella. What it's doing is picking up a little bit of the ink that's on there and pulling it around. so that you get a nice little light pink color. Okay, now what did I do with my markers? Heavens to Betsy. Oh, right in front of my face as usual. Okay, now I'm going to come in with the Melon Mambo. I'm going to just add a little bit into the center here of this Melon Mambo. And a little bit more color in the center. There's like a star thing there. And a little bit of color here on this buds, because they would definitely be darker than the okay. I'll come back with my Wink of Stella. Blend that out a little bit more. Okay. Then I'm going to come in with the Pear Pizzazz. Oops, wrong end. And I'm going to do those leaves. And then these leaves, I'm just going to do, I'm not going to do a full coloring. Sketchy coloring, so a little bit darker in the center, and you do that by just going over where you already colored. Okay, and then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut them out. Okay. And I'll be right back. Okay, I got those cut out. Now let's color this part in. And this we're going to use, I'm going to actually bring in a block. I'm going to color some Pool Party onto my block. And then I'm going to bring in a blender pen. I'm going to pick up the Pool Party and I'm going to do just the tops of these birds' heads. Be careful not to brush too hard on your paper or it'll pill. So I'm just basically tapping it in the color. And it kind of is real soft and faded. I tried doing it with the marker directly and it was just too bold. I didn't like it. And then trying to erase it kind of messed it up a little bit. So, okay. Then I'm going to come in with the Pineapple Punch. I didn't need to do this bird, I forgot. And then I'm going to do, there's little hatch marks in the bodies. That's where I'm coloring with the Pineapple Punch. Okay. I could probably take the, do a little bit in the, oh that's too dark. Do the same thing, scribble it on the block. Soft little color on some of these leaves. I think all they did was that blue on the tops of their heads in the picture, but I might as well add a little bit more. Okay, oops, let's get this one too, since that one might be in the picture. Okay, and then might as well add a little bit of pink on those flowers there too. Find another spot on here so I don't contaminate my marker. Don't need much. It's almost too bright, so we can tone it down a hair. Oh, awesome. I don't think I'll have all these in here, but let's go ahead and color them anyway. Okay. Alright, now, with this one, we're going to take that smaller of the circle. We're going to figure out what part of this we want to cut out. We're going to cut it out on our die cutting machine. We'll go ahead and bring it in. Do I want it this way a little more? No, I want it this way. Like that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut that out. Make sure my plates are square here so I don't scratch them. Alright, so there's that piece. Okay, and this is, you can save for something else. I need my brown piece. I'm going to cut out this entirety of the circle with the largest one. And then that same one we just cut the bird out from, we're going to place in the center of it. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and cut this out. Okay, and that's what we're left with. Alright, let's put this away. Alright, we're ready to assemble our card, I believe. Okay, so we've got all our pieces. Okay, yeah, let's try to assemble this card. So the first thing we're going to do is mount this down here in that third quadrant. There's that third and then this third, so it's going to be down here in this section. You're going to see a little bit of the bottom of this. I'm going to go ahead and use snail for that. Okay. I'm going to bring in dimensionals for this piece. I think 5 would probably be good. Okay. Move these over so I can not burying things. Okay, that's going to go right in the center. You want to make sure that, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Could go up higher. It's going to go right in the center there. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my sentiment. I want to cut a fishtail on this end. So cut down the middle on either side of it. want this to have a little bit of a curve to it, so I'm going to gently curve it one way, and then at just the end curve the other way. Okay, and this is going to go in there, but I don't need it that long. So let's cut it about 1/2 inch of it off. Is that going to work? I want it right down at the bottom like that. Okay, so I'm bringing my glue. I'm going to put a little glue on this tab here, and a little glue right here on this. Slide that in behind on this side and just set it down. It's going to have that little bit of a curve to it. Well, before I did that, I should have put my birds in. I forgot to put the birds in. Glue on the back. Slide them, and they're going to fit right inside the circle. Just make sure they're where you want them. Okay. Awesome. Okay, now we'll decorate. Let's start by putting these leaves down. I'm going to go up here, I think. Okay. Now I want, let's figure out how I'm going to arrange them. I'm going to put the big one first, and these two little ones are middle-sized ones. And then these two are going to get staggered above it. Like that. So let's put a dimensional on the back of the big one. Go ahead and put that down. The little ones, let's use a little dimensional just because they're smaller. Let's tuck it in underneath. Like that. So the dimensional one. Tuck that one up there. These two I think I'll just glue on flat. Tuck one there. Okay, then we'll come in with our glue dots. Put a glue dot on the back of that bow, or knot. Tuck that in up underneath. I think they used tool, the polka dotted tool is 117. Yeah, see, they used baker's twine and the polka dotted tool on theirs. Well, I don't have the polka dotted tool, so that's what I came up with. And I wanted to use up this because it was from Celebration, and so stick that on top there. There we go. There's my card. Encased from theirs. It's basically the same. I just changed up the ribbon a little bit. There we go. Well, thanks for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper. And don't be afraid to case, copy, and share everything. Thanks. Have a great day.